Hello. Just gonna dive right in. Just diving right in today. And by that I mean no music, apparently. So, I'm just gonna go live here this Tuesday, July 18th, 2:14 p.m. Pacific time. It's 109 degrees outside, according to my watch. It's supposed to reach a high of 110, so we're only 1 degree off the high. Now, if this is accurate, if this watch is accurate, that's actually about the high of 110 is about 3 or 4 degrees lower than what they said the high was going to be. According to the newscast, the weather cast last night, it was supposed to be, I heard, anywhere from 113 to 114. But if it only hits 110, that's a 3 or 4 degrees less than what they were predicting. So I think that's good. Hey, look, it's when you're out in the heat. Now, I feel blessed. Look at see right over here. That's my air conditioning unit, and it's nice and cool in this room. So as long as the electricity holds out, then I'm good. As long as there's no brownouts or blackouts or whatever, then I'm good. And I feel blessed because when I'm out on the road, I see all the people, a lot of homeless people out in the streets, and I just feel so bad for them. And I don't know what their story is. I know a lot of people say, well, they put themselves there, they deserve it. No one made them do that or whatever. I don't know their story. There may very well be people that, I guess, put themselves there or whatever. But I think there's a lot of people that are just going through a lot of things that are either out of their control or have just gotten to the point where they can't. That's their last resort is to sleep on the street, and they found a place that was kind of warm, and now it's really hot. But I mean, they found a place where they won't freeze to death. Of course, now they're in a place where a lot of people die out here in the heat, and it's sad and it's scary, and I feel bad for them. And so I do feel fortunate in that I am in a nice apartment with a really nice air conditioning unit, and I can sit here all day and it's 109, 112 degrees outside. I wouldn't even know. I haven't even stepped 1 foot outside yet today. Now I will in a little while, but it's just going to be right to the car. And that Tesla has a really nice air conditioning unit. And when I'm in the car driving, I don't really feel the heat until I pick somebody up and they open the doors, and I'm like, wow, it's still really hot out there. But I keep the car nice and cool. So again, I feel blessed. I feel fortunate that I have air conditioning. Just that alone is a great blessing, I think, and something to just feel grateful for. Now, how long we're going to be able to have electricity is, I guess, another story. Hopefully, and I say we just as general terms as a society, are getting on board with improving our energy grids and updating them and bringing them into the what century in here? 21st century. Getting more and more green renewables in there involved. It's helping. It's helping keep the grids going. Really, even if it's only providing 20 or 30%. That's a pretty big chunk, and it's helping to keep a lot of these grids going, in these areas like in Texas that are going through massive heat waves. Now we're going through a really bad heat wave out here. So fingers crossed that we don't lose power, because then it'll be hot as hell. I might just be sitting in the Tesla all day, and hopefully the superchargers won't go out, so I can keep that thing charged. Anyhow, that's where this. I guess that's where I'm starting today with my Tuesday talk. Just talking about. Actually, look, I'm no expert on anything, but I am just grateful that I have uh, an air conditioner and I'm not out in that heat. That is what I'm grateful for. Hey, I see we got 4 people watching. I don't know who's in here. I didn't see anybody yet. But we got 4 people and 3 thumbs up, so thank you very much. There's someone who's not thumbing up. Who's There we go. There's another one. Thank you very much. Ba-da-boom. Thanks so much for that thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And so, what should we talk about today? I was talking about energy. I was talking about being grateful. What are you guys grateful for? Are you grateful for anything, or you just not give a fuck? I don't know. Hey, Suzanne Eckstein, thanks for being here. Saw you last night. Was Cool Frog? It was a Cool Frog, right? You're mod. I didn't know you were, maybe I did know and I just forgot. But you're modding for Cool Frog, so that was cool. And there's Jolie. Hey, Jolie, glad to see you by. See you coming by. Glad you're here. So I was just saying, I was just asking people, what are they grateful for? I'm saying, I don't know if you heard, I don't know if you were when you popped in, but I'm grateful for air conditioning. There it is, right there. See it? That little baby has been keeping me nice and cool. And what I do is I set it at 70, and that seems to be fine. I guess I could try 7, maybe higher, just to see what it's like. When I first got here, somebody had it set at like 60 or something like that, and I was like, "Okay, that's a little extreme." So I put it at 68, and I noticed even at 68, it seemed like it was running a lot, and it was actually kind of cold in here. So I put it at 70. So ever since then, I've been here 3 or 4 weeks now. I've been just running it at 70, I think, right? 70. And that's felt perfect to me. So I'm wondering, because I am worried about, because I think about what about the power grid, and is it going to hold up, and are we going to have brownouts or anything like that? And so I'm wondering, should I put it to 72? I don't know. I guess I could try it and see if it gets uncomfortable. I can just go back down to 70 or 71. For some reason, I'm always doing even numbers. I guess I could do 71. I don't know. Suzanne Eckstein says that she's grateful. She's grateful for my boy and our life. Well, that's awesome. And by your boy, do you mean your son, or do you mean? I guess you mean your son, right? And your life. Julie says hi, Suzanne. Yeah, and I'm grateful for my kids. I love my kids. They're adults now. They're in their 20s. They're off doing their thing. They're actually working on their degrees. And Suzanne says, I raise my G's. Grandkids? I don't know. Is anybody? I don't know what G's are. Anyhow, if you want to expound on that, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. Yeah, but I'm grateful for my kids. Of course, I'm grateful for them, and grateful for my health. And speaking of health, I just want to send a shout out to KO. Going through some health issues right now. Just know that KO, you're on my heart and my mind. I'm thinking about you, and I don't know if you're going to see it or whatever, but just know I'm trying to send out good positive waves out to you for KO, for Kenneth Otto. Let's hope just for the best and to get well soon. And I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for I got a job, I got an apartment, and I got air conditioning, and man, that cannot be overstressed, understressed. I don't know, because it is so hot outside. I mean, like I said, I haven't even stepped outside yet today, but I know every time I do step outside, like yesterday, and days preceding that. I mean, you walk out the door and it just hits you, man. When it's like 112 out there, and you open the door and it's like woof. And so about my big exposure to this heat is basically just me walking to my car, or if I'm in a parking lot, I'm walking across a parking lot to go to a store, or whatever I'm doing, or to the mailbox or whatever. That's about the extent of my being in this heat. So I'm not out walking around in it. I don't think when it starts to get to be 114, 115 degrees, I really can't stand more than maybe 10 minutes. Just walking, let alone what if you were working. And I know a lot of work crews, they schedule their work now overnight and stuff like that to try to beat the heat. And even then, it's still like 100 degrees, but at least you don't have like the sun, bearing down on you and stuff like that. But man, the heat, it does get to you after a while. And if you're just out in it every day, I could only imagine it, because I don't, like I said, I don't spend more than a few minutes in it. Just walking to the car, walking across a parking lot, something like that, and that's about the extent of it. Because so just imagine if you were a homeless person living in that and trying to find some kind of relief. They do have cooling centers if people can get to them. I mean, I guess they can, but not everybody can get there or whatever. And maybe they don't. I don't know how many they have, but they do have cooling centers. And I saw a piece on the local news here where they had some cooling centers set up, and people were able to come in and just cool off and sit in front of a cooler. I think they had some water and stuff like that, and actually they had restrooms, and they had shower facilities and laundry and stuff like that. So that's a great opportunity, I think, for a homeless person to get in and take a shower, and they can get their clothes washed, and I think they have an exchange program, so they can, or something, or maybe some free clothes, so they can wash their clothes, and grab some other clothes, and go take a shower or whatever. So that's nice, and I'd like to see more of that. More cooling centers, more places that help homeless people to get just some relief from the heat, and to get some hydration and the shower and all that kind of stuff. Things that we could really take for granted. When you have your own apartment, your own house, you just really take it for granted. And there's people that really are struggling out there. He says, I'm grateful for any moment of joy, whatever it is. I always try to remember to be in that moment and take it in, not take it for granted. It's not always easy. Life is tough, but I keep trying. Yeah, that's so true. And I try not to take things for granted either, even though I do. And then I have to remind myself to not take things for granted, I mean, so it is kind of a daily thing, and that's kind of what prayer is about, I think. Hey, Wes is here. It says, geez Louise. Okay, whatever. And Suzanne Eckstein says, we have been very fortunate with temperatures. I have not had to install any of my AC units this year. Yeah, see, are you Canadian? I think you're right, if I remember correctly. So a little cooler up there. Wes says, hey, mother truckers. Geez Louise. It's funny, on here I don't think I saw that, and I thought I had it on live chat. Anyhow, Suzanne says yes. Yeah, I guess the Canadian question. Wes says 81 up here, but smoggy and humid. Can't breathe the air. Yeah, man. When the air's that bad, I guess you gotta stay indoors. Make sure your windows don't leak. Aren't letting any air in. Make sure your filters are good on your AC and all that stuff. Like I said before, whip out the old mask. We probably also have masks laying around, right? Jolie says, yep, same John, got to keep on top of it. And she says, hey, Wes. And then Wes, I think that's the virtual hug sign, I think, for Jolie. to Jolie. And what says I learned about the filter cost me dinner. What did you bet somebody? Did you say like I don't need to clean my filter, fuck you? And then the guy said, or whoever it was said, I'll bet you dinner that you do. And then what, they Googled it? I'm just trying to go through the scenario, and then it was like you saw in there, oh yeah, I guess I do have to have clean filters, and I should probably clean them probably every season, maybe, or at least every year, but maybe a couple times a year I should clean them or replace them. And you're like, okay, I owe you dinner. Is that how it went down? I'm just, I like to, imagine things. I have an imagination. I think I'm imaginative. I think I got an imagination. I have written three screenplays, by the way. Three feature-length screenplays. I did write a short, and I made it into a movie, which you can watch right on YouTube. It's called Feet on the Dashboard. Anyhow, enough about me. So Wes says, no, completely wrong. You're completely off base. I just added that part. My furnace guy is sort of a friend. He doesn't charge me. I had a dirty filter and my AC was icing up, so I bought him dinner. Oh, okay. Wes says, I also paid him in peaches. Okay. Oh, wow. Sounds nice. So yeah, so your AC guy cleaned your filter. That's nice to know. So anyhow, I'm drinking water out of a plastic bottle. Apparently there are people that don't like that. I don't know if I want to get into that whole thing of a certain person that I sort of got into a little flame war with. Hey, look, one of my mottos has always been, don't water the trolls, and which basically means don't interact with them, because that's just what they want. And there's this one particular person that seems to rub me the wrong fucking way, and I take the bait almost every time. And I did that the other day. As much as I love trolls, I used to be their king. Yeah, I mean, there's trolling and there's trolling. I mean, there's certain. I mean, there's certain things that certain people say that just really, I guess this particular person knows how to push my buttons, I guess. Anyhow, let's move on from that. Wes says he came out to check. He normally charges $70. And for some reason on my phone, I put it on live chat, and I think it's still only getting top chat. So anyhow, but on here on my iPad, I can see all the chats. And Joey says no plastic bottle, no plastic water bottles. Wes says I think it is either Seha or Bald Thanos, but it should probably be Adam. You mean? You think that's the one that I had the little run-in with, or are you just naming trolls, popular trolls? Because the one I had the run-in is not that, unless this person probably has multiple names, and I think we've known this person as another name. Wes says King of the Trolls in the Sparkly Room. Oh, the King of the Trolls in the Sparkly Room. I guess it might be those. It's funny, the chat goes by so fast. I probably miss at least 50% of it. Riddles. Riddle me this. No. So anyhow, so that's what's going on here. It's hotter than fuck. I'm grateful for the AC, and I feel sorry for people who don't have it and who are on the streets. That's basically what I've been talking about. Hey, Kenneth Otto! Glad to see you. Good to see you coming by, man. Thanks for being here, man. Just like I say, just sending up positive thoughts to you. I hope you're feeling better. I don't want to belabor that. You know, you're probably tired of hearing that, but I'm just know you're on my mind and my heart, and hope everything's gonna go okay for you. Wes says South Africa is suffering corruption and hunger, and I just heard a brief little blip thing about the famine. They're having famine. My first thought was, oh, more famines in Africa and just more starving people. KO's there says hello, and they're saying hi, and everyone's saying hi. Yeah. So anyhow, I'm getting kind of itchy. I guess I need to shave. I didn't shave this morning. So what says more than 25,000 a day? 25,000 people. Or is that? What is that? 25,000 what? People dying a day of famine, or just going into famine, or? I mean, that can't be 25,000 people dying every day, is it? Is that what you're saying? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that would happen here? Like during COVID, what did we peak at per day? Wasn't it like 4,000 or 5,000 a day? And that was just crazy, right? Wes says I do need to shave my neck before church next Sunday. Dying, yes, 25,000 a day. My goodness. Now, of course, that's is that for the entire continent, right? I mean, but still, I mean, I'm not belittling that number. I mean, I'm just saying. Anyhow, okay, says I feel somewhat better. Most people don't know what I am in the hospital outside of my chat family, real friends. Well, I hope I didn't, say something I wasn't supposed to say. But I just know you're thinking about you, and hope you're feeling better. Wes says either sick, old people, or babies. World. Oh, so you're saying 25,000 in the whole world are dying a day? You're confusing me, Wes. Wes says praying harder than you might imagine, Ken. Oh, okay. Yeah, Ken, you're in our thoughts and our prayers, and I kind of hesitate to say that phrase because it's become this sort of snarky, kind of sarcasm. I don't know if it's sarcasm or whatever. In about how people, whenever there's a gun shooting, and then the right wing would just say, "Oh," instead of actually trying to do something about guns, their only response has been, "Well, our thoughts and prayers are with you." And then we on the left have kind of taken that and used it back on them in a sarcastic way. So when I do say it, I don't mean it that. I mean it sincerely. Thoughts and prayers, good thoughts, positive thoughts going out to you, and I don't mean that in any type of a, snarky way or whatever. Of course, I mean, right? I mean, obvious. But anyhow, so Wes says, I think sometimes that my prayers kind of help. I think prayers help. Look, I'm a borderline Christian, atheist, agnostic. I kind of go between I kind of switch back and forth between those three things. But no matter what, it does seem like prayer works, and whether that's just because of it's just power of positive thinking or a power of a collective consciousness, I don't know. Or if it's a real divine being, that's actually answering prayers. I don't know. Nope. And the thing is, nobody knows really. But anyhow, I'm not sure if I want to take this into that type of down that road. But I think prayers do help, Wes. No matter, and I think no matter what religion you are, and even if you're a agnostic / atheist / Christian like me, I think it still works. I think there's still power in prayer, and like I say, whether it's just because of somehow these positive thoughts are somehow working, I don't know, or there's this collective consciousness. I don't know, man. But it's a mystery. But I do I've seen prayer work. I've seen it. I've seen prayers be answered. And I don't know, is that just a coincidence? Is it just coincidence? What is it? So anyhow, so yeah, keep praying, man. That it doesn't. And my also my thought is it ain't gonna hurt nothing. You know, it ain't hurting nothing. Pray unless prayer does really work and you're praying for something really bad. But anyhow, Wes says, but they are not spells. No, it's not a spell. Kale says, it's fine. I just don't want a parade of locals in my room. Oh, okay. Wes says, I definitely understand. I love people. I just don't need them all to visit. Kale says, my church sent people to minister to me because my faith is on hospital records. Oh, okay. Yeah. They have your records. Wes says, we don't want to talk about praying for the starving folks. If prayer does not come with action, those prayers are hollow. Like I said, just it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt nothing. Wes says, "Let me know if there is anything that I can actually do, Ken. Truly." And Wes says, "Actually missed an L." Oh, I guess I just didn't even notice that. Ken says, "Thanks, Wes." Wes says, "I'm not worried about your immortal soul, Ken." Laughing out loud. So anyhow, thanks for tuning in. I'm just kicking back. I'm going to go Uber driving a little bit here. I thought I would go ahead and just go on, say hi to everybody, and tell you about my air conditioning and how happy I am about it. Wes says, I'm worried about your comfort here on earth. That's our duty to each other. The church, if righteous, does the same. Churches can be very, helpful to people in their times of need. And that includes shelter from the elements and food, shelter, things like that. Those are good things that churches should be helping people with. Wes says judgy. Okay, whatever. Kale says, I'm Catholic. They read scripture, said prayer, and gave me communion. It's the Catholic faith. Wes says peace of mind. Okay, if that's what it takes for you to have peace of mind, then all for it. So what's going on in the news today? I see something about was there more indictments or something? What's going on here in CNN? They got is that Jake Tapper or something? I don't know. I can't even see. I can't even tell who that is. Julie says prayers, positive energy does help because you're putting that positive energy out there into the universe. Yeah, I think that's kind of how I feel. It's like positive energy, and there's something to be said about that. Whether or not we could actually prove it, I don't know if we should prove it, but you don't need to prove it. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Just do your thing, man. So who are these three stooges in the background? Let me just turn around real quick. So they're talking about DeSantis not signing a 6-week abortion ban or something. So what's this thing about the no labels assholes? Look, I've known about no labels. They've been around for quite a while now, and I've always known they're just a bunch of Republicans and right wingers and trying to appear as though they are some sort of, alternative to Democrats or Republicans. When all it is Republican backed and they're just trying to do everything in their power to take votes away from the Democrats. That's all. That's all that is. This is bullshit. They try to say both parties are the same. They're not the same, or that they're both equally bad. And they're not both equally bad. And West says Joe Lieberman, a conservative Democrat like Manchin. Joe Lieberman, as far as I'm concerned, is more Republican than he is Democrat. I don't know, It's the same with Manchin. But the thing about Manchin is, look, he's in. I always forget if it's Virginia or West Virginia. Just like I always get the Carolinas, I forget, who's south, who's north. But my apologies to the people who live in the Virginias and the people who live in the Carolinas. I mean, the fact of the matter is it would be pretty hard or almost impossible to get anyone other than a Joe Manchin type probably elected, as a Democrat in that state. So from that point of view, from that aspect, I'm for Joe Manchin, I guess, running and getting reelected. The only problem I have is that, of course, him and with Kyrsten Sinema, whatever. Now she's turned coat and become an independent, and but we actually needed Sinema too at the time because she was running against another Republican, and we needed to get those numbers to have the majority in the Senate. So, having said that, though, what I have an issue is with the American voters across the country that didn't vote in such numbers that we could have made Manchin and Sinema irrelevant by having these filibuster-proof numbers. So it comes back to the voters' fault. We need to stop voting for Republicans and voting for Democrats. And so we could have a so-called conservative Democrat like Manchin and a now independent like Sinema who says she caucuses with the Democrats. We could put up with that, but if we had 66 or 67 or 68 Democratic senators across the country, then they wouldn't be the swing vote or the whatever or the obstacle, that they are. So, like I always say, don't boo vote. We need to vote. We need to vote blue. We need to vote for Democrats, and it's just that simple. And this no label thing they're all Republicans actually. I mean, yeah, Lieberman, okay, conservative, Democrat, whatever. But all of their major backing is by Republicans. The main people that have started it are Republicans. So they're just a Republican outfit in trying to disguise themselves as being some sort of centrist, middle of the road organization. When all they're really trying to do is they're just trying to spoil the vote, for the Democrats. They're just trying to peel off as many Democrats as they can to take away from Biden or whomever the Democratic nominee would be, and just peel away votes because they're always doing something. They're always doing something because the Republicans, when you just look at the sheer numbers of registered Democrats versus registered Republicans, I think Democrats outnumber them by about a 2-to-1 margin. So, and then of course the biggest block of voters actually are either what they call themselves independents or just non-affiliated, not with the party. That really is the biggest block, and that's so the The battle, I guess you're going to call it, is in trying to get as many of those folks to vote for your party. It's getting the non-affiliated or so-called independents. I say so-called because they say they're independent, but they're not. They don't understand what independence means, I don't think. They think that belonging to a party makes them a sheep, or it's just a go along, or But no, belonging to a party, it just shows that you are aligning yourself with like-minded people, and so apparently a lot of these people don't either they don't know what the parties are about, or they just don't want to take the time, and they just think they don't want to just fall in line. They want to be independent, which is fine because most of them end up voting for Democrats anyhow. So as long as they would vote for Democrats, I guess I don't really care. So West has been spouting off here. He says not enough personality, but might be thinking he was want Manchin to run. Manchin has a lot of personality. This is all Wes. I'm just reading Wes. Or Wes, I get in trouble for saying that I like him. Well, okay, you're not in trouble. I'm not, but I just disagree with you. I think Manchin, like I said, Manchin is just he's like a necessary evil. Because in the state he's in, if he wasn't there, it would be a Republican. So he's a necessary evil. KO says, so tonight's meal accidentally had 2 trays, twice the meat and potatoes. All right, score for KO, man. Wes says he and Cinema pumped the brakes on what would have been a Democratic Party disaster. And what was that, Wes? Refresh my memory because I don't understand. Wes says Dim vote for train wrecks. Dims vote for train wrecks. Okay, now you're sounding like a troll. Wes says Build Back Better had no idea how much effort it would take to produce 1 million new certified teachers. We don't even forgive loans to teachers. That should be universal. Nurses also. Wes, if I ever belonged to a party, I was born a Republican. My mom was liberal, but a Republican. She thought that Vietnam was the fault of the Democrats. Well, the Democrats were in power, the president with Kennedy and LBJ. That's for sure. And I know I'm going to sound like a conspiracy theory nut job. But I really do think that it was the military-industrial complex. I know Hal thinks that I'm automatically probably not to be taken seriously or whatever, but I do think that JFK was assassinated because he and his brother, and who was also assassinated, 5 years later or whatever, they had openly said, made no secret, that they were going to go after the military-industrial complex. They were going to shut down this pipeline from Congress to the contractors that had been developing and that Eisenhower had warned us against. And they were going to shut that down. They were going to shut that money spigot down. And then lo and behold, Kennedy gets his head blown off, and then LBJ becomes president, and then the war just escalated from there, from then on. And I really think LBJ was probably afraid of going against the military-industrial complex when he had just seen the president that he was the vice president under get his head blown off. And I think he was probably privy to information that we will never be privy to, probably. That's my story. That's my theory. And I mean, it's very vague. I'm not providing any, you know, I'm not providing any proof. This is my thoughts. I'm just having a conversation here, so I'm not. This is not a court of law. I'm not going to, I'm not. I'm just saying how I feel, and I've always felt that the war escalated after Kennedy was killed, because I don't think JFK was going to have us go all in like under LBJ, and I think that's why he was killed. And I think things that do kind of back me up, would be maybe the Pentagon Papers and the things that Daniel Ellsberg exposed about how war is a racket, and how situations and things were being created just to have that money pipeline go to these contractors, these defense contractors. So I don't think I'm completely speaking out of turn here or whatever. I think I do have a little bit of, there's something there behind it. Look at the Pentagon Papers and things like that. So, but as far as I mean, officially it was Lee Harvey Oswald that killed Kennedy. Whether or not he actually got the shot off that killed Kennedy, I don't know. I mean, I think he did fire the gun. Whether his bullets actually hit Kennedy, I don't know. I mean, from what I've read and seen, it seemed like that was a pretty hard shot. But apparently he was a good marksman. I'd always thought that people said that he was a bad shot, bad marksman. But according to his Army records, or whatever, was he a Marine or Army? I forget now. But he made like a sharpshooter and had good shooting scores and stuff. But regardless, I don't think he was just some lone gunman. I think that it was all part of. I think there was a conspiracy, and I hesitate to say that in a way, because once you get tagged as a conspiracy theory nut, then you're thought of as being a conspiracy theory nut, and maybe I am. I don't know, but I'm not one of those people that just sees a conspiracy around every corner. But I do think that I think Kennedy was killed because he wasn't going to go all full bore in the Vietnam War. We had some advisors over there. We were supplying I think some weapons and some training, but we weren't sending over massive amounts of troops like we did under LBJ. So I think that was the thing, and I think LBJ, and I don't think it was like LBJ was in on it. I think he just was probably under the fear that he might meet the same fate as Kennedy did. And there might have been some sort of compromise, like, okay, look, I'll send our guys into this meat grinder in Vietnam, but then I need to get some support here on equality and civil rights and things like that, things of this nature. I don't know. It's just, I'm getting murkier and murkier in my conspiracy theory, but anyhow, so Wes is really good. I've been ignoring Wes. Let's see, it's down here. I think you need. Okay, I saw that. He won't read it. Wes, I don't know, won't read what. Same one, trying to put us in Europe for the third time, but the line keep moving east. Same one trying to put us in Europe for the third time, but the line keep moving east. I don't know. You're talking about Ukraine? I don't know what the fuck. KO says, it was the first time they asked me what I wanted, Wes. Wes, so it is good. Are you losing weight? And then Wes said, sorry, none of my fucking business. Okay, so we're just talking to Ken there, I guess. So anyhow, but going back to what was talking about his mom, she was a liberal but a Republican. Remember Rockefeller and the Rockefeller name? Was it Nelson Rockefeller? I don't remember the story about him dying getting a blowjob. When was it one hell of a blowjob? You know? Wes says industrial military supply company Amway. Isn't Amway? I thought Amway was that sort of pyramid scheme type of deal where you get into it and then you have to sell your relatives a bunch of soap and shit and then be in this pyramid. Jolie says, ducking out for a few. We'll be back depending on how long you're on, John. West KO, John. Hey, thanks, Jolie. Appreciate whatever time you can spend here. I appreciate it. And I might not go on too much longer because I want to get out on the road here. Might go another hour, and that's about it. But thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And I understand you got life to live and things to do. So thanks for being here. Rose Blake says, Wes, what the hell are you talking about? Well, first of all, Rose Blake, thanks for being here. Appreciate you stopping by. And glad you're in the chat there. Wes says, Devos Prince, all up in the ass of the military. Betsy is their princess. Prince Devos. Hey, Rose. Is this what is this a Arab? What's the Prince Devos? Is this one of them Saudis or what? I don't know. I don't know who that is, Wes. I don't know. You're confusing me. I'm not in the know apparently on that. So you might want to just give us a little background on that. Don't be so cryptic, man. Just say it, bro. Just say what you mean. Say what you're talking about. Give us, just give it to us, man. We can take it. But anyhow, I've always been. Betsy DeVos. Oh, and her brother was Blackwater or whatever, right? Wes, they are losing money since we left Afghanistan. Thought they would still supply Bagram. Now trying to put us in Europe for the third time, but the line keeps moving east. Okay. I don't know. I think you're mixing up a lot of shit there, and the Waltons. Then that's, of course, that's Walmart. But I don't know what you're talking about, Wes. I mean, yeah, okay, Betsy DeVos was an asshole, and I don't agree with anything she was doing. Her brother is an asshole. I think Blackwater, with his contractors, they were running ramshot and roughshod, killing civilians like crazy, and putting up substandard structures. And I think a lot of our soldiers were getting electrocuted because they weren't in the showers because they weren't building them right. Things of this nature. This is what I think about. This is what I remember about Blackwater. And yeah, there's this sort of this paramilitary mercenaries. So yeah, I'm not a real fan of them, but I don't know when you're talking about putting us in Europe for the third time. I haven't seen any. I haven't been in fear of that. As far as if you're talking about Ukraine, I just see us being just helping Ukraine with ammo and with guns and or equipment, all the weaponry they need, and I don't have a problem with that. So I haven't really felt like, oh, any day now we're going to start sending troops. I don't think, and that's not what Ukraine wants. They want to fight this war. This is their country. This is their land, and they want to get Russia out of there, and all they want is help. as far as having the weaponry that needed to do that. West says Ukraine was part of the USSR. Yeah, and the USSR is not existent anymore. West says NATO is luring them away with pretty words. NATO is taking the best out of the old Eastern Bloc and leaving the paupers and their helpers, who are often holy folks. Okay, look, NATO is saying, look, we will not be overrun again like we were in World War II, and we're not going to let somebody, like Russia, try to invade us. And so they know it's just like having a union. It's like strength in numbers. So they know that one country is susceptible, but when you have a bunch of countries joining together, they're stronger, and that's all they're trying to do, to just repel someone like a Vladimir Putin from attacking them. Because if you attack one, you attack all. Okay, so all this other shit, I don't know what you're talking about, but I think NATO is a good thing, and we're seeing it play out right now because Putin hasn't invaded any of those NATO countries, right? Because he knows if he does, then he's really fucked. West says Amsterdam in the early aughts was full of Eastern European whores and babies who would do anything to get stoned. Boy, it sounds like you're talking about America too. Hey, look, Amsterdam is a little section of the world that has some very, might you say, liberal laws concerning drugs and prostitution. So what? Big fucking deal. Wes says Melania Trump was a high-priced prostitute. Trump had her made to order. I'll correct that for you. Made to order by Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know anything about that. And I don't know if you know anything about that. I don't know if you're just spouting. You're just letting it all out. It's just coming out your ass. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But I know Melania is from some other country, right? And some people think that she's a, what do you call it, honeypot? And just a spy sent by Putin. And I think that's plausible. I don't know about the shit you're saying, but I don't remember her being a prostitute. I thought she was a model. But anyhow, whatever. Says Wes says, okay, the Netherlands, a place for Eastern Europeans to make money. Belgium had Asian whores. These are, to me, these are non sequiturs. America has Asian whores. I think I've seen some on the boulevard down here. I think I've seen them in Victorville, where I grew up. All right? What's your fucking point? There's fucking whores everywhere. Of all nationalities and of all sexes and of all genders and whatever. So, I don't know. Rose Blake is laughing, and Wes says in 2000. In 2000 and beyond and before. They came to the U.S. later. I don't think so. No. We have homegrown whores, like I said, and we have whores from all over the world. And we have male whores and female whores and transgender whores, and so what? I don't give a fuck. Hey, Aaron West. Hey, thanks for being by. We're talking about whores. Thanks to Wes. Whore Talk. Welcome to Whore Talk here on Trucker John channel. Where we talk about this whores being everywhere. They're everywhere. Wes says that Rupert Murdoch got kicked out of Australia and England, settled in America where we have free speech. Okay, whatever. I don't know if he got kicked out, but I wish we could kick him out. It was speaking of whores. Rosebeck says a girl's got to eat. And Wes says, Johnny knows where to find them. Yes, I do. I see them in my travels, both as a truck driver and as an Uber driver in Las Vegas. So I do have a pretty good idea. If you ever need to get hooked up, come to me. I'm your guy. I don't know if I can get you hooked up, but I could send you. I could send you to the right neighborhoods. All right. Believe you me. Wes says, you are not a whore witch. And I don't know if you're talking about to me or to Aaron or to Rose. Maybe all of the above. Wes says exactly. And the Wes says, do they still have transparent windows in their purses? I don't know. Rose says, come to daddy. Do they even have purses? I don't know. And did you mean purses? I don't know. I'm just going up here. Wes says, I have been to Vegas. And Wes says, I'm witch. Yeah, you're not a whore, you're a witch. Wes says, laughing out loud, the witch knows to whom I am talking. Laughing out loud. So, anyhow, I'm glad you guys are here. My thing says only one person is watching, but I'm hoping it's at least Wes, Rose, Aaron, maybe KO is still listening. I'm hoping there's at least 4 of you, but for some reason it just says one person is watching. I don't know. But we do have 11 thumbs up, so I do appreciate the thumbs ups. Make sure you always hit the thumbs ups and share. Hit the share button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And then you hit the share button so that other people can subscribe. See, that's how that works. Once you're subscribed, you can't hit the subscribe button more than once. You can only subscribe once. But you can hit the share button. And then maybe we can get other people to subscribe. Thanks, I got another thumb up. Thank you very much. We're at 12. I wonder if we can hit 15 today. That'd be nice. Wes says, in Las Vegas, high heels and transparent purses. Wes says, Aaron is a dog witch. They are rare. Wow. Aaron says, woof. I didn't know there were what's a dog witch and what other kind of witches are there? I mean, other than being like a good witch of the north and the bad witch. What was the bad witch of the west? Or the wicked witch of the west? So there's a wicked witch of the west. There's Glinda the good witch of the. Was it Glinda the good witch of the north? Okay, I never really knew there was like a differentiation. Other than that, maybe. There's good witches, bad witches, and then there's warlocks. And Wes says fiction. Wes says the witches are invisible. Is Aaron invisible? Aaron, you must be invisible. Stephanie B2, hello, listening and putting polyurethane on my cabinet. All right, Stephanie B2, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And be careful with that polyurethane. Make sure you're maybe wearing a mask and you're in a well-ventilated area. Open, even though it's really hot out, but I don't know. Somehow get ventilation in there. Wes says, I can't tell you. I would be murdered before morning. Wes says, you need good ventilation. Yeah. Yeah, so don't tell me because I don't want to be responsible for you being murdered, okay? So do not just lock that up, don't just hey, there's Jolie. She's saying hi to Aaron. 70B2 says, I only use no VOC products. I'm good. Okay. All right. We're just concerned for you. We don't want you, huffing that stuff, getting all crazy. Wes says, we have such humidity, not a good time to paint. And then Wes says, witchins. Okay. Wow. Is that a type of a witch? Wes says, girls with powers. And Jolie says hi to 70B2. Amongst other things there. Witchins. That's a new one on me. But yeah, girls have powers, and women have powers. That's for sure. If you know what I mean. Um, you know what they say? The power of the purse. Uh, and then what says Vikings? Not Vikings, but Vikings, or is it Wiccans? Vickens. Ooh, isn't there? What's a Wicca or a Wiccan? Is a Wiccan a witch? And then Wes says Vitkins. Man, I never heard of that. You're really into this shit, aren't you, Wes? I never heard of a Vitkins or a Vickens or a Witchin for that matter. What's a Wicca or a Wiccan? Is a Wiccan a witch? Is that a type of witch? Come on, Wes. What's a Wiccan? Uh, Wes says they don't even know. They just feel it inside. Okay. Here I am drinking out of these plastic bottles. God damn it. Welcome to the wonderful world of witches and whores. Today's program. So there are witches among us. They walk among us. These witches. Are all women witches, Wes? I'm just. Rose Blake says, "What, Wes?" And then somebody B2 says, "A Wiccan is a witch. My friend is one." Oh my goodness. Are Wiccans, are they friendly? Or are there good Wiccans and bad Wiccans? Or are they all good or all bad? I'm just asking for a friend for Wes. No. Asking for a friend. Right here, I don't even have a pocket. I was gonna say I had a little friend in my pocket, but I don't. So yeah, I was just wondering, are all women witches? I think from what I could gather from Wes, I think Wes thinks that all women are witches. And I'm just wondering if that's what you do think. And is it true? And what are men? Are we warlocks or we're just dumb shits? I think most men are just dumb shits. I don't know. In a lot of ways. Not that they're not smart men, intelligent men, but you know. So Rose Blake says, who feels it inside? A whore or a witch? But boom. Yeah, that could be either one. And it could be literally or figuratively, I suppose. Wes says, no, you are so way behind. I'm behind? Yeah, I'm behind. I'm trying to get some clarification here. I am way behind. I'm way behind on my witch knowledge. My knowledge of witches basically it probably starts and ends at Bewitched, which I love the show because I think as a little boy, I think I had a little boy crush on what's her face, on Bewitched, whatever her name was. But who didn't? And she was cool because she would just wiggle her nose and she could make shit pop up and appear, and that would be like a cool power to have, right? Wouldn't that? I mean, just think about it. If she could do the shit she could do, I mean, she could be like, she could rule the world. I think. Not that I'm not saying I'm a power hungry prick that wants to rule the world, but you know, I would like to just maybe wiggle my nose and have this couch be full of money. You know, that's probably what I would do. Yeah, Elizabeth Montgomery, but I mean, what was her character's name? It was not Tabitha. That was the daughter. I forget. Anyhow, Wes says, ladies in high heels and makeup. Samantha, yes. Rose Blake, on it. You're on it. What's this? Says ladies in high heels and makeup who wear plastic purses. Okay, so that is the thing about whores now. See, now you're jumping back and forth from which is the whores, and here's what they do in Vegas a lot of times. Is basically, yeah, there's a lot of high heels, short dresses or short skirts, or sometimes just little mini short shorts and bare midriffs and things of this nature. And they always have a cell phone in their hand. And really, very rarely a purse of any type, whether it's clear plastic or not. Just to let you know. The lot lizards at the truck stops a lot of times don't have phone through knocking on doors. Anyhow. So I think you're the one that's behind. I don't know. West says girls, even ugly girls, can make up their faces to look more attractive. They can bind themselves up and flirt with the high rollers if they are attractive enough. That's in Vegas, I guess. Duh, says Wes. Wes, they try to blend in. Wes says, of course. That is information that I love to know. Okay. I guess that helps you out. But I'm not sure where you're going with all this, Wes. And I don't know if you answered the question, if all women are witches. But, and I hope you're not saying all women are whores, because that would just be not nice. What says they don't have purses anymore? Well, there probably some do. I'm not saying, it might just depend, but a lot of, I see them out on the streets and they just always got a cell phone in their hand. So, and I haven't seen any purses, especially when it's 112 degrees out. You probably don't want to carry too much stuff. I don't know, unless you have water bottle in it or something. And I was actually thinking about if I see some of these gals, I usually have water. I was thinking about just giving them some water because I feel so sorry. I feel sorry for all the people that have to be out in the goddamn heat. Wes says $300 bills meant that was your fee for the night. Wes says it took another guy to tell me that they were hookers. Okay, let me try to piece this together now. Okay, so Wes, I don't know what year if this is a long time ago or what. $300. So this sounds like a long time ago. If you're going to be for the night, I think it might be more than that. And you didn't know they were hookers. You just thought they were taking donations or something. I don't know. Wes says, I thought it was absurd that they might have money exposed in their purses. And there were so many of them. And then Wes says, how you doing, honey? Are you talking to me? Because I don't know who you're talking. I don't know. Are you talking to? Are you? Is that the voice of the woman who made you pay $300 for the night? I'm just curious. I'm not judging. Was that what she said to you? Like, how you doing, honey? Now here's what they say. You want a date. That's what they say. If some rando comes up to you and says, hey, you want a date, that's a hooker, okay? Wes says, I want $25. I didn't mean to paraphrase her. I want $25 with a quarter. Okay, now we're talking about gambling. Wes, you're all over the place. You're all over the map here. I want $25 with a quarter, and all of a sudden, after all the lights and sirens, I was very popular. Yeah, because in 1902, that was a lot of money. Rose Blake, how much would a wife cost you, Wes? Oh, hey, don't even. The wife costs you everything. It costs you half of whatever you got. Which in my case would probably be $325 or whatever. What do you say? Three, whatever. Um, yeah, 300. Yeah, that's about half of what I'm worth. Um, Wes says the hardcore ones ask if you need a date. The better ones try to make friends. Oh yeah, they're a little more sly, a little more, not so on the nose, a little more trying to just, work it in there, I guess. That does sound like a wife. I think you are talking more about a potential wife. No, I'm just kidding. Wes, all I got, laughing out loud. All I got. Yep. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Maybe that $300 is well spent, but make sure make sure you wrap up. You know what I mean? Keep it wrapped up. Keep all your shots up to date, and their shots and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you should insist on seeing a shot record, before you would engage in any type of activity that might be of the sexual nature. That's what they should do. Yeah, just carry their card like we have a vaccine card for these the vaccines. They should have a shot card for all their STD shots. That sounds like a good idea. I might suggest that next time I see one of the girls down there. They will just laugh in my face, though. Wes says, and Jolie's saying hi to Rose. Rose Blake is saying hello to Jolie. Wes says, husbands, husbands also? Rose, the wife made 80% of the family fortune if you include inheritance. She can't divorce him, even though she says she wants to. I don't know who you're talking about. Aaron says hi to Jolie. Well, she could divorce him, and they would just have to split everything up 50-50, right? She could still divorce him, just not be such a greedy bitch. Take 50% of her 80%, whatever, Same way with guys. These guys they don't want to divorce the wife because she's going to get half of everything or whatever. Just fucking take the hit, if you're that miserable or whatever, just take the financial hit and move on and stop bitching about it. That's just life, What says, okay, husband has all the money, there is a prenuptial agreement, so the prenup gave the husband all the money. I don't get that. If she came into it, well, I don't know when this inheritance came in. Was it before they were married or after they were married? What says, okay, they just grew tired of each other, looking for better things. Okay, all right. Then that's their deal, man. Melania. So Melania is gonna get. She's gonna get if she divorces Trump. She's gonna get half of whatever Trump made. I think just during their marriage. I don't think she gets whatever he had before they were married. I think she only gets half of whatever. And of course, he's going to do everything he can to show that he's made nothing or has nothing. But this is all hypothetical, right? but I think she's only entitled to half of whatever they've made together as a couple, or like when they were married. And it might not be that much, and even with him juggling the books and trying to cheat his way through it, because I think he's a terrible businessman, and I think he blows his money, and he's got debts all over the place, and so I don't know what she might get some property. Maybe she'll get Mar-a-Lago, or maybe she'll get Bedminster or something. Now this says West says Trump tried to tell everybody that Barron was in Florida when he only visited upon occasion. Melania and Barron are in Maryland. Okay, well, good for them. Whatever. I really don't care about Melania and Trump and their marital situation. I really don't care. 70B2 says it depends on what state. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Different states have different laws about what percentage of wife and husband get. That's true. It is a state by state thing. So I don't know what it's like in Florida, and if they were married in Florida, or if they were married in New York, or if they got married in California. I really don't know, and I really don't care. And I think they're both. I think they deserve each other because I think they're both pretty vile, probably. And so whatever unhappiness they are giving each other, they deserve it. Wes is just going on about Barron. Barron is finishing the school, new agreement. His ass is hers. The whore owns him thanks to Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so whatever, dude, Rose Blake says exactly. I don't think we need to be dragging Barron into this. Wes says Story has or had video of the little mushroom. Again, don't care. I don't care about his little mushroom. All I know is that just by hearing that, the Access Hollywood tape, and hearing that he's paying off women that he had sex with while his wife was in the hospital giving birth, basically, or just out of the hospital, shows to me that this is a man of very, very low character, and no one should have voted for him. That's where that's where my concern or whatever comes into play, is about that. But now, after the fact, I don't give a fuck about his marriage and whatever. That's big deal. That's their shit. Wes says she had to record the video in order to say that she was not a prostitute. She was a porn artist. Yeah, let me go I gotta get some more water. All this talking makes me thirsty. It dries my throat or whatever. Okay, so did we ever determine, is Melania, I forget, is she a witch, or she's just a whore? And because I was trying, you never did answer. Are all women witches? I don't think you ever answered me that, Wes. So if so, then I guess she's a witch and a whore. But anyway, I think we should just change subjects. I don't really care about them. I don't care about their marriage. All I care about is that we don't re-elect that motherfucker. Wes says, if Trump wins again, it was a total setup by Amway. Bill Deacon. Hey, Bill Deacon, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I haven't seen you in a while. But anyhow, just to get you up to speed here, we're talking about whores and witches and Melania Trump, which are, I think, maybe all the same. That might all be the same thing. I don't know. Wes says, good witch Saint Melania. Oh, Wes says, I might be murdered at midnight. Melania is a saint. And you're not talking about Melania Trump. There's a saint, apparently, because I'm not a Catholic. So I'm a little rusty on my saints. And then Wes, I believe that's like a hug thing for people. So I think he's giving Bill Deacon a virtual hug. And Bill Deacon says all in one. Yeah, all in one. But no, and hey, don't drag me into this. This is Wes. This is Wes's shit. I think there are, like I said, there's whores in all shapes and sizes and genders and sexes and countries and everything else. As far as witches, I don't believe any of that shit even exists. I mean, there are people maybe claim to be witches and all that kind of shit, but it doesn't amount to a hill of beans as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's not, to me, a witch is like Samantha on Bewitched. You can wiggle your nose and turn your dog into an elephant if you want to, or whatever. That's, to me, that's what a witch is. This shit where people just say they're witches and they have like herbs and spices or whatever. That's fine and dandy, but you're not really doing anything magical. To me, a witch is magic. It's magical. And the real witches are just people who have certain, I think it's more philosophical or philosophies or attitudes or things of this nature, but there's no magic. And to me, that's, if you don't have magic, you're not a witch or a warlock or anything. You have to have like real magic. And I hate to burst everyone's bubble, real magic doesn't exist. Anyhow. Her real name was Olga. Oh boy, now you're just, okay, so it wasn't Melania. It was Saint Olga. Or was Melania's real name Olga? I don't know, I'm confused, Wes. I'm totally confused. 72 says, okay, break time at Jolie. I finished upholstering the chair. I'm not sure if Jolie's still here, Stephanie, but she might read the chat later. I think it finished. It says fish, but I finished upholstering the chair. I painted and put polyurethane on one of the doors on my cabinet. Wes says, girls, they are very troubling. Okay, whatever. 72 says, that's about the difference. And Rosemary says, guys cause girls to be troubling. Hey, look. Hormones could be a bitch. Okay? And guys have them and girls have them. And guys and gals, we get all hormonal. And that's magic. Okay? I take it back. That's the magic. Actually, it's science, I guess. But a lot of people confuse science with magic, I guess. Wes says, Wes casting spells in all sorts of ways. Wes cast. Okay, now I don't know. You're more power to you. I think you're imbibing and with some good stuff. You got some good stuff today. More power to you, Wes. Wes, I am being blocked. Yeah, I'm blocking you. That's it. I've had enough. No, I have not blocked you, Wes. So I don't know. Casting spells in all sorts of ways. Wes, I am being blocked. Are you talking to yourself, Wes? Back down on the edibles for a while. This is just imaginary, John. We are just figments of your. I think so. I think you hit that on the nail on the head. This is all a sim. But hey, look. If this was a sim, then I'm pissed off at whoever the sim creator is, because this would not be my. If I had controls to the simulation, to creating the simulation, this would not be it. This would not be it. Okay, so whoever's operating the sim, can you please give me an upgrade? I think I deserve an upgrade. Some upgrades would be nice. Sim operator. I guess is that what God is? A sim operator. Wes sent me a message apparently. Okay. I'm not sure if I was supposed to say that. Well, it's in the chat. Where do I find such message? Did you send it to, what you call it? Oh, let me see if I can find the message. Do you want me to look for it now? Breathe. I'm breathing. Well, do I look like I'm not breathing? I just got a Gmail from Meetup. I have this thing called Meetup, and there's a thing about pickleball. I've never gone to any of these meetups, but one day I will. Here's from Meetup. It said a new community for you. It's called Sun City Pickleball Club. I've never played pickleball. I would probably break both of my ankles. I have a feeling if I tried to play pickleball. All kinds of pickleball groups on here, apparently. Okay, so there's that. I'm trying to see if I can find a message from Wes. I got something that says our petition to use the 14th Amendment against Trump is closing, but we're 21 signatures short. I'm afraid to click on that because I have no idea where that came from. That could be malware. Let's see. I'm on Facebook now. I'm trying to see if anything pop up on there. But I don't see it, Wes. I don't see nothing. So I don't know where you sent it. It might pop up later. But I did send out a notification. I thought, but I don't see it. Why is Facebook? I sent out a thing about this live stream, and I don't see it anywhere on here. I don't see that I didn't post, even though I thought it said it posted. Lindsay Lohan says she just gave birth to her first child. Little Lindsay Lohan. Remember her? I don't see. It's like, that kind of pisses me off. I post shit and I don't see it posted. I'm looking at Discord. I sent a link to Jolie about this. She got that. She says she'll be in and out. Okay. Want me to ask Erin if she can mod when I'm not here. See, I'm just now reading this, Jolie, and I don't know if you're still on or what. But if Erin wants to, yeah, fine. Just don't try to fool us, Erin. And, you might want to say, hey, this is Erin. Because I think Erin has jumped in before, and I think she gets a kick out of, pretending to be Jolie. But I'm on to you. I'm on to you, Erin. Well, maybe I'm on to you. I don't know. Because you fooled me. You fooled me. And then I'm just looking on my Twitter. Oh, yeah. So it did go on Twitter. Well, what about Threads? I forgot. I do have a Threads account now. But it's not on my iPad. It's only I haven't put it on my iPad here. It's only on my iPhone. So anyhow, I don't see it. And anyhow, hopefully we're still on. Are we still on? Building in. Did anyone else hear the Judge Cannon says December trial is too early? I don't know if I heard Cannon say that. I remember hearing people talk about that. I was thinking they should start it. I think they should start it right now. Of course, I think they should start right now. But I think okay. So you want to give the defense time to prepare and all that kind of shit. I don't see why they can't start in October. That's what 3 months. So August, September, October, and we're still halfway in July. So that gives them over 3 months. I don't know how much more goddamn time you need. They're just obviously stalling. These are obvious stall tactics. So why would the judge be so gullible to not see that unless she's just totally, on their side or whatever. So I think she should just set it for October. Because once they start in December, they're going to keep delaying, saying, "Oh, it's Christmas and New Year's." They're not going to really do much until January, and then it's going to be, "Oh, this is now the primaries are starting." They're always going to be using that excuse. Wes says the horrors, you look in their eyes and tell them all the things that you notice about them. Okay, no, I don't. Wes says she knows, but it is a balance. Building exactly, John. Stop the delay. Yeah. But, I mean, that's just me. I have no power. If I was a witch, I would wiggle my nose and make them start the trial like next week. Wes says election day, playing with democracy. Election day is when you and I can do probably the most powerful thing we can do, and that is the vote. That is our one thing that we have. So don't let it go to waste. Don't let that time go to waste. Whatever election, even if it's even city, county, state, and then federal, don't let it go to waste. Wes says the jury will be selected at Christmas time. People's eyes will be diverted. Sorry to be too. I read that there's over 1 million pages of discovery to go through for this. Wow, that's a lot of pages. And that's why they need to hire a big staff to go through all that shit. And whoever his attorneys are, they need to get a bunch of money up front because that cheapskate scam artist will do everything he can not to pay them. So I hope they're smart in saying we need a huge retainer fee and an upfront fee or whatever, and it's going to have to be like $10 million up front or something. I don't know. Yeah, money up front. That's right. If I was a lawyer, I would no way in hell ever represent Donald Trump. Not only just because he's a scumbag and I wouldn't want to do that, but let's say I, needed to work or whatever, I would say, dude, you got to pay me up front because you have a really bad track record of not paying people. And if you don't like it, you can find someone else. There's the door, motherfucker. Wouldn't you just love to have a one-on-one with Trump where you could just, I'm not saying do anything violent, but where you could just actually just tell him off and just say, you're one slimy piece of shit motherfucker, aren't you? That's what wouldn't you just love to say that? Say something like that? Just say, Trump, go sit down. No one likes you. You're a weirdo. You're a fucking freak. Fuck you. The only reason anyone has ever paid you any attention is because you got money. You're a fucking worthless piece of shit. So get the fuck out of my face. I would just love to say that to him. Or something to that effect. Wes says, buddy, that is what I am here for. Vote. Who thought that anybody would invade the Capitol building with all of the representatives there. And then 72 says, I'm sorry, I forgot all the money he grifted from his supporters paying for this. He's a grifter. He's a total grifter. That's all he does. His whole life is this grift. He's a con man, and he conned a lot of people. And there's still a lot of people that, although his numbers are dwindling, I think, his support, but they've really put him on a pedestal, and they've deified him. It's just weird. Wes says only 100 fictional novels written, more to come. Wait, what? Only 100 fictional. Have you have written 100 fictional novels? Wes says toast to Donald J. Trump. Toast as in he is toast, I hope. So Bill Dickens says Trump only hires the best, laughing out loud. Yeah. Just the best people. I have all the best words. I got a good brain. What can I say? Designated survivor. Wes says designated survivor. Oh, Wes, before that. Novels about the lawmakers assembled at once. I haven't seen those books, Wes. I don't know. Designated Survivor. Was that a novel? Was that a movie? Wasn't there a movie like that? Kind of like that. Hey, there's Cool Frog. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the show. Glad to see you dropping by. Stephanie B2 says there's a hardcore base for Trump. The 32 question mark or so percent that he made it okay to be horrible racist out loud. Yeah, and well, see, and I even think the number's smaller than that of like the hardcore MAGAs, but yeah, I mean he's got support as far as voting numbers and things like that, things of this nature. Might be about a third of the country, and then out of that, the really diehard MAGAs are probably maybe 25%. You know. Hey, look, it's pretty obvious, I think, where America stands. I just read something the other day where Americans approve of Social Security. 86%, I think it was, people are approve of Social Security, and 80-something% approve of Medicare, and 76% approve of Medicaid. And yet, the Republican Party, they're always talking about privatizing and getting rid of. I don't even know how they get votes. If 86% of people are for something and they're talking about getting rid of it, I don't even know how they exist, how they continue to exist. That's kind of the mind-blowing thing. And it all comes down to really hardcore propaganda on the right wing, right? 72 says that's why I put the question mark. Oh yeah, well okay, yeah. I mean I wasn't, yeah. But gerrymandering, for and that shapes the House of Representatives. That affects that the most, right? And that needs to be really just outlawed, and where districts are made up by nonpartisan groups and things like that, and it needs to be a little bit more, I think, more geographical, in that instead of these weird shapes that it's just ridiculous. But yeah, so gerrymandering, and this the propaganda machine, where when you have things like woke just becoming this one word sort of like warning, like someone, that person's woke, and it automatically is like, oh, I'm not voting for that person, I'm not going to do anything for that person, you know, when we all know that woke is just really just, it's about becoming knowledgeable, it's about knowledge and awareness. But they've been able through propaganda to make the term woke into this one word, you know, stamp, I guess, that says, you know, they're no good. And a lot of people buy that shit. They buy into it. Bill Deacon says, great question. How do you vote for someone who wants to get rid of programs designed to help Americans? Yeah, like, say Florida, for instance. I mean, the whole state, or not the whole state, but a huge number of people there are retirees, and they are on Social Security. And yet, I'm wondering how many of those folks vote against their own best interest if they vote for Republicans. They're voting against their own best interest. You know, I don't get that. 70B2 says, look at Jim Jordan's district. It's all over the place, like a Tetris game. Yeah, I don't think I've seen the map of that, but I get what you're talking about, and it's just ridiculous. It shouldn't be that way. You know, they're you know, packing, and what do they call it, packing and smacking? I don't know. Wes says it's become a judgmental word. Yeah, and it's ridiculous, and it's because of propaganda, I believe. Wes says, thumbs up. Don't we all love truckers? Oh, thank you very much, Wes Webb. Hit that thumbs up. 2 more to 15. We're at 13 as far as I can see. If that's an accurate number. So 2 more, and we'll get to 15. But, so I guess, you know, what was I going with? Oh yeah, about propaganda, and we need to, I guess, fight through the propaganda and just get the truth out there. Bill Deacon says, Florida is a disaster now with the cost of insurance doubling, yet they continue to vote for Rhonda. And they are all they're going to be losing their houses. And I wouldn't be surprised if Rhonda and them tried to blame it on Democrats somehow. Wes says Illinois and Texas are the same. I'll give in if you'll give in to what we both know is sane and reality, democracy. Okay, Wes. Wes always confuses me. Wes says, just tell them how beautiful is the beach of Fort Myers. It was wiped clean, pure and natural after the bulldozers came. I don't know anything about that either. All right, so I'm probably going to be wrapping up here pretty quick. It's almost 4 o'clock here, Pacific time. And I'm going to be going out driving pretty soon. It is 111 degrees, according to my watch. A nice toasty 111. But again, circling back to the start of the show, grateful for that air conditioning unit there and the one that's in my car. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't live here. I don't think I would be able to live here. I would just move back to California or move up to the mountains with my kids, where it's a lot cooler, and call it a day. I don't know. But I couldn't live here without air conditioning. So I'm thankful for the air conditioning. Wes says, hurricane coming to Hawaii. Everybody pray. Oh, wow. I didn't hear about that. Wes says, nice enough place as long as you like it. It's cold and it's damp. What, Hawaii? No. Illinois? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't. I don't know if you're talking about Illinois. Are you talking about your basement in Illinois? I know you're not talking about Vegas, because Vegas is not cold or damp. So I'm not talking about Texas, I don't think. I don't think you're talking about California. I don't think you're talking about Florida. Anyhow. So let's just get woke together, everybody. Let's get woke together. And by that, I mean, let's just try to be knowledgeable and aware, and let's not forget our history, good and bad. Let's not try to whitewash it or revise it. Hey, it is what it is, man. We did some bad stuff. We did some fucked up shit. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna hate my country and say that we don't deserve to exist as a country anymore or whatever. I mean, I don't know. What I'm saying is we learn from our mistakes. Okay? And if you don't remember the past, then you're doomed to repeat it, right? Somebody said that, words to that effect. So we don't whitewash or revise the past because it's too difficult or it's too hard to listen to. We get taught it, we read about it, and we learn from it. We learn that slavery is bad. It sounds pretty obvious, right? It should be obvious, but still, we need to know our history and how this country was built on the backs of slaves. And the same way with whether it's the Holocaust, slavery, Native American genocide, I think that was going on for a bit here. We need to know these things and not just because we don't know that those are bad, but to really try not to repeat the same things over and over again or go down the same roads, right? Bill Deacon says 16 indictments coming for Michigan fake electors. Let the fun begin. Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Wes says, or she used to be, but I love her still. Okay, I don't know what that was about. Wes says, I'm waiting, Bill Deacon. Oh Lord, how long must we wait? Bill Deacon says, I'm with you, John. Wes says, are all the girls gone? I don't know, maybe. Wes says, or have they just blocked me? Wes says, who writes the Bible? Wes says, I'm just going to pretend like that was a rhetorical question. Wes says, are we so vain as to believe that the Bible has never been written before? Wes says, are we so vain to believe ours is the last? I believe that we are that vain, to answer your question. I think we are that vain to believe that. But I think there have been quite a few versions of the Messiah story throughout before Christianity. It's not that original of an idea. It's been around. Wes says, I do too. Okay. Alrighty then. So yeah, we got these indictments coming down on those Michigan fake electors, and they're gonna all see some jail time probably. I'm predicting. This is my prediction because they got them pretty much dead to rights. They can see that the papers work was all forged and fake that they were trying to present as being real. I mean, they just get them on fraud and on trying to in perjury probably. Because Wes says the problem is with some of my friends is that I stayed attractive accidentally or not, and they seem to want to just let it all go. Let it go, let it go. Is that a song? Is that like from Frozen? Wes says I don't care how fat you are. Well, I beg your pardon? Who said I was fat? I am fat, though. Aaron West is West. Yeah, Aaron, I know. Sometimes you just got to go, Wes! Oh, Wes! Building says, I'm holding out for what Fanny brings. I hope it's RICO charges for all. Oh, yeah. That would be nice. And they just got to bring it. They just got to bring it and not cave into anything about, oh, I'm the front runner, presidential front runner, and this is all being used to, stifle me or whatever. No. It's the other way around. You're using this presidential run in order to get out of being held accountable and trying to get out of court dates. He's the one that's using the system, right? Wes says, I was getting chubby and I didn't care. But now what? You're holding us in suspense. Because you said you didn't care, but then you did care. I don't know. But I'm glad that you lost weight, right? Wes says it was affecting my health. Right. Okay. So I was born with congenital birth defect that influenced the remainder of my days. Yeah, and whenever you're overweight, it will exacerbate any other health issues that you might have, I would think, right? Probably. I think I've heard that somewhere. So trying to get rid of excess poundage is a good thing. What's his, I, Bill Deacon. You're not Bill Deacon. House Sparks. Bill Deacon, I'm holding out for what Fanny brings. I hope it's RICO charges for all. That's what Bill said. That's what Bill just said. You're a copycatter. Or are you saying that Bill Deacon is House Sparks? Hey, Hal. No, I don't think Bill Deacon is House Sparks. But I think Bill Deacon listens to House Sparks, right? And as we all do, and all should. Hal's off today. He's doing his deal down in Hollywood at the I think it's at the Whiskey A Go Go, right, where they do their deals. Wes says somebody wise is Bill Deacon. Somebody wise. Are you going like Yoda on us? Somebody wise Bill Deacon is. Here's Bill Deacon. Oh no, I'm no House Sparks, not even close. And who is? Who could be? I mean, no one. But I don't know. I was trying to figure out what Wes was trying to say there, but which is sometimes a challenge all unto itself. Yeah, buddy. It really, really is. It's a challenge. Wes says, humble to boot, Hal Sparks is not all good. He is very self-involved. Hey, look, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. I like Hal Sparks. I think he's a good guy. I think he's really smart. I don't always agree with them. I don't always agree with anybody that I've liked over the years. Let's say politically, or any other in other areas of life too, I suppose. But let's just talk about maybe political ideas and ideologies and the things that House talks about. Most of it is political stuff, right? But he gets into entertainment and he gets into popular culture and things of this nature. And there could be people that I really, really like and I really, really agree with them a lot of the times. And I might agree there some people 90% of the time, 95% of the time. That's a pretty good percentage, right? If you agree with somebody 90% of the time or 97% of the time, I mean that's pretty darn near 100 as far as I'm concerned. But by God, you mention that 1 or 2 or 3% of the times where you don't agree, and then people act like you hate that person or something, and which I really don't. I don't hate Hal Sparks. I don't hate. Let's just go down the list. Okay, like Bernie Sanders or even Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama. I mean, these are political people, but those are people that I kind of hold in high esteem, I guess, and I agree with them politically and ideologically in a lot of ways, probably in the 90 percentile, but that doesn't mean that I agree with them 100% of the time. And that's fine, and that's good, and that's the way it probably should be. In the same way with Hal, I agree with him probably 95% of the time. But I don't think I have to like and agree with everything that he says 100% of the time in order to, say, be a fan or to like the guy or to enjoy listening to him. Okay? We got straight on that. Let's see here. Wes says, I'm back at the Bible on speed. I believe that the human race is vain. Are you on speed? Don't be taking speed. That's not good. I don't mind the edibles and stuff like that, or the CDC, but I don't think you need to be on speed. Building says, Hal has done an amazing work in getting us the truth and keeping my sanity through all of this mess. Yes, and I think a lot of us, right? That's where we found Hal during the pandemic, and we were all watching and needing something, to grab a hold of and to help get us through it, right? And I think Hal did help a lot of us do that. Wes says, I agree. And then, Bill Deacon, I guess. Bill C. Deacon. I don't know. Wes says, I was suicidal 3 years ago. My sane sister was moving away from the mess. My insane sister was tormenting me. Wow. Wes says, no matter how self-involved I became, Hal Sparks showed me that other shit was going on in the world. Well, there you have it. See there? Hal really has done a lot of good for a lot of us to get us out of whatever it is, whether it's this sort of domestic situation here, through the pandemic, through just the maybe the kind of hopelessness of Trump getting elected and being the shittiest president in the history of presidents, helping us get through that. He always seems to kind of talk us off the ledge, so to speak, and he is has a really positive outlook on, and can see and can present, I think, realistic, explanations or options to what seems to be really dark and gloomy, so that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what Hal Sparks does. He provides that light at the end of the tunnel, so that we do have that hope that we can get out of it, get through that tunnel. And with that might be where we're going to end the show today. Since the reason why I picked Tuesdays and Thursdays as being my day that I live stream is because those are usually Hal's off days, or at least the mornings he's off. And I know I'm no Hal Sparks, and I'm not trying to say that I am as smart as Hal and well spoken as Hal and all that kind of stuff. I'm not even saying that. But what I am saying is I I would really like for fellow sparklers, if they feel like Tuesdays and Thursdays are a little empty because Hal's not on and he's doing other stuff, I would like to make this maybe our meeting place where other and it doesn't have to, you don't have to be a sparkler. If you're a Cool Frog or a Suzanne Eckstein and or whomever, you're always welcome here as long as, you keep things civil. But you're always welcome here. And I would really love, maybe we could make this sort of a meeting place for sparklers who are like, gee, Hal's not on today, but I would like to just maybe meet with other people or who think like I do and stuff like that. So spread the word, maybe help spread the word. Hit the share button. Of course, like, subscribe. Getting involved in the chat is always a good thing. But if you hit the share button, maybe we can get more people in here, and it could be a day where we could just shoot the shit. Like I say, I'm no House Marks, not even close. But we can we can shoot the shit, talk about whatever whatever. Like today, we talked about witches and whores. I had no idea that's where we were going with this. Thanks in due in large part to our friend Wes here, but hey, that's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, you just never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. I think the last show we were talking about gun control and donuts or something. I don't know. Or beer. I think beer was a big subject last show. So, you just never know what you're going to get. You just never know what you're going to get when you go to the Trucker John show. So, I appreciate you all being here, though. I'm going to, for sure, Tuesdays and Thursdays, the times are all up in the air. Like today, I started late because I've been up. I didn't get to bed till like 3 or 3:30 in the morning, and I just kind of slept in, and I've got excuse. So I know it is kind of hard to, I guess, build an audience if your times are always different. But I am trying for Tuesdays and Thursdays for sure, and it's kind of loosey-goosey with the times. But if you subscribe to me, you should be able to get a notification as to when I'm coming on. And then I'm going to be popping in, doing some impromptus probably over the weekend. Maybe we'll do some stuff, maybe some live remote stuff out and about in Las Vegas or whatever. But so keep me in mind. Hopefully we'll get more people in here. And I love the chats. I really do. Love the participation with you guys. Bill Deacon says, great to see you. I'll see you again Thursday, which is my 50th birthday. I am all for it, John. Great idea. So happy birthday, happy big 5-0. It's the big 5-0. So congratulations on that, making it to the 50. And on Thursday. Wes says, you buddy. I have no idea where I am nor where I will be. Just know that love does not die. And I love you for real, but more importantly, the ghost loves you. Creepy. Wes says, we were trained to say that. Love you and God loves you. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I'll see you guys in the chat rooms around in the YouTube verse, and I'll see you hopefully back here on Thursday, and right here at the Trucker John live stream, and where we talk about whores and witches and everything else. Hey, Julie, thank you for popping back in. All right, and when my arm is up like this means that I'm about ready to push the button, okay? Just so you know. I'm not having a heart attack or anything like that, as far as I know. That means I'm almost pushing the button, so this monstrosity of a show is just about over. But thank you so much again for being here, and I'll see you guys Thursday, for sure, sometime Thursday. All right, thanks, Jackie. Jackie was here. Thank you so much. All right, guys, bye-bye now.